that thing, and then... Anyway, you get the idea. Ah!
Ooh. Did you know Sardinians are actually prone to get unibrows? Sucks, right? Sardinians are also known to be short and pretty, like me. Oh, yeah, and Neo, of course. I know you'd like me to talk about one thing, but I wouldn't do an analysis of it until it comes out officially in the summer. And what I will be talking about instead is Neo's leitmotif from Volume 2, written by none other than Alex Abraham. It's in 4 quarters and it's based around triplets. Can you just think about the significance of that? Triplets, a group of 3 notes. 3 is the perfect number. The 3s are everywhere. She can change her eyes into 3 different colors other than her own, and there's theories that she has 3 other multiple personalities, and that the Neo we know is only the amalgamation of all these 3. Well, it's too bad that Alex didn't have that in mind. Alex was just making fight music for a train fight back in Volume 2, and he knew that he was writing for Neo, but there isn't like a conspiracy theory about the number 3. It's not like he planned that. And now, the best bit, the key. First things first, there's a key change in here, right in the middle. It goes from C to D, the root note anyway. That key change in the middle of a fight is great to keep things fresh, even though the ideas that are very established and may be repetitive otherwise. So it's a good device to use. The notes that appear in the first section where the leitmotif gets played are the first, the minor second, the major third, the 5th, and the flat 7th. I love the minor second and the major third together. They have one huge leap between them, and they just sound so good how they resolve to the first. Alex revealed it's something called the Phrygian dominant, which is a really good scale. Phrygian dominant is not any common scale. It actually comes from another peculiar and exotic scale commonly known as the harmonic minor, which might sound familiar if you watch my amazing videos, because I talked about it in another soundtrack analysis about Tyrion's leitmotif. So here's a recap and how Alex uses the harmonic minor to get to the Phrygian dominant. Whew. Let's build the harmonic minor. So first things first, just like everything, we get a start. Then we get the sec. And then, since it's minor, it's got a flat third, or a minor third. It's got a 4th, a 5th, a flat 6th, and this looks just like the Aeolian scale, doesn't it? I mean, all we need is a flat 7th, but no! And this is the difference between the harmonic minor and any other less exotic minor scale, like Aeolian. It doesn't have a flat 7th, it's got a major 7th. Here's the interesting thing. Let's count the intervals between each of these tones. Between the first and second, we get a whole step. From the second to the minor third, we get a half step. And this is the interesting bit. We don't get a whole step. We don't get a half step. We get 3 3 half steps. This interval is a minor third. It's bigger than the rest. This is what sets this scale apart from any other scale, because it has this big interval which sets up lots of tension for the 7th to resolve to the next one from the other octave, because they're only a half step away from each other. And it also gives a great opportunity for the flat 6th to resolve to the 5th, because, that's right, they're only a half step away from each other. So what Alex does is this. He starts the harmonic minor, not from the 1st, but from the 5th. He takes the 5th scale of the harmonic minor key. What he would end up with is something like this. So this is the harmonic minor, but instead of starting from the 1, it starts from the 5. And all the intervals are switched. If we change the 5 to become the 1, and the 6th to become the 2, and the 7th to become the 3, this is what we get. I've finally done it. This big leap gets transposed down to the 2nd and the 3rd, which are very colourful tones, and they're extremely important since the 3rd is actually in the triad of the scale, as opposed to the 6th or the 7th. So to summarise, Alex got the harmonic minor and moved its most prominent feature to the very start of the scale so that he can use it in his riff. In fact, the riff goes. Now is my chance to express my love for these intervals, the 1st, the flat 2nd, and the 3rd. They're found in the half-step diminished scale, which Jeff uses every now and then to represent Cinder, and it's a great touch to represent evil. The composers at Rooster Teeth feel that they're spamming some of the leitmotifs. They have all sorts of different solutions for this problem though. Take the Grimam theme for example, a theme that I initially associated with Cinder's Grimam. Well, it turns out it's merely a leitmotif for Cinder. You know, to mix things up a little. I talk about this and more in depth in one of my favorite videos about variations in Cinder's leitmotif. This is to say that Neo has multiple leitmotifs, Cinder has multiple leitmotifs, but 2 of them share something. This can represent both Neo and Cinder in volumes 6 and 7. This can be a symbol of their alliance. Imagine the orchestration that starts with Neo's leitmotif and ends with Cinder's seamlessly. Now we'll have to see, but I don't doubt that Alex, Jeff and the rest will surprise us. That's about it. If you like hearing me ramble about random stuff like this, then, you know, like subscribe, I guess. But I'm not gonna tell you to subscribe, like, you know how this works, right? You know how it works. Oh yeah, I also have a Patreon. Like, I've got sheet music there, if you're interested. But, like, if you're not into that, it's fine. You can, you know, go on, surf my channel and pick something you like. See you later. Phrygian dominant is not any common scale. It actually comes from another peculiar and exotic scale known as the harmonic minor.
Does that thing, and then eventually it gets to the like this cool turnaround. It's hard for me to do. You can go all the way. Yeah, I'll do it slower. Anyway, you get the idea.